welcome to Valley Homes on TV. I'm Debbie Indahart Giordano along with Todd Flesner,
Hello, good to see you all again.
our co-host, and we've been hosting this show for going on 12 years. It's a lot of fun. So you can catch us on Channel 26 Comcast, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. So, and I think some more times in between.
I think there may be some reruns.
There could be. And you invited a guest.
I certainly did, and I'm excited about our guest today. Folks that like to keep a pulse on what's going on in Milpitas may recognize her name, maybe not recognize her by her face because she's, behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We have with us today Rhoda Shapiro, and Rhoda is the founder of the Milpitas Beat.
Awesome.
And so, Rhoda, welcome. We're glad to have you today.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you. So we'd like to start off telling the audience a little bit about our guest. Maybe let us know where you grew up, where you were educated, and maybe what brought you to this area.
Okay, well, as Todd said, I'm Rhoda Shapiro, and I've lived here in Milpitas for the last few years. I actually grew up out here.
Okay.
So I lived here from all through school from the time I was 5 to 17, went away to college to the East Coast for a while, lived in LA for about a decade, producing movies and running a ghostwriting firm with my husband. And we recently just decided a few years ago to come back to the area and settle down here.
Terrific.
And it's just been amazing.
So I get to ask the question, so what keeps you, what do you like most about the area here?
I'm really I'm a big outdoor person, so I just love just all the different possibilities there are in terms of the hiking trails are amazing. Just the ability to go if you want to go to the ocean right away and just be next to water and the trees. I just love all of that. So.
Perfect.
We are blessed with an incredible place to live, aren't we? Are we
Yes,
not?
we are.
Absolutely. So, let's talk a little bit about kind of the Milpitas Beat. What is it? But what led you to where you are to start the Milpitas Beat?
Okay, that's a big story. I like everyone.
I'm not going to have all day.
I know. Okay,
Yes,
so
that.
trying to tell this in a nutshell. What really led me to creating the Milpitas Beat was just realizing that there was a lack of local journalism out there, and really just wanting to fill that need for residents, keeping community tighter, keeping people more aware, and being able to inform them of what's going on, in government, with new businesses, with, somebody living down the street or the next block that might have a fascinating story that they would otherwise have no way of knowing. I feel it's important to capture these stories and to share these stories, because these stories are what connect us and what bring us together.
Okay, so Milpitas Beat has been around, what, a year, 2 years?
It's been around, I launched it last April. April 2018.
Okay.
It was launched online, and we went to print April 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a brand new development, having...
Yeah.
You want to show folks
Yes.
the newspaper itself?
Okay.
there?
Oh, so this is exciting actually because this is the 6th, we're in the 6th month now.
Okay.
So halfway
That's a
to
beautiful
the year.
paper, yeah.
Thank you. And I love it just because the paper, it's full color. It's recyclable paper, we wanted to be also very mindful and conscious about the environment. And being like halfway through the year here is just significant for us because we're thinking of one day if we do want to get adjudicated, then you have to hit that year mark to become eligible for it. Like to be able to print legal notices and things like that.
Okay.
So, because right now we're not able to since we've just started.
Okay.
But so something that we're building toward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrific. So, so you started out online. Now you've got the hard copy print edition. Where can folks get their hands on it if they want it?
We have it all over Milpitas, like places like the library, senior center, city hall, Supercuts, Omega Restaurant, Mills Diner. It's probably in about 60 different places, 60 or more actually.
And I'm
Yeah.
assuming you can get that by subscription too?
And subscription, yes, also. So we also do, we have a delivery service for people who want to receive the paper every month and who just want to contribute to local journalism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Terrific. So, in the Milpitas community, what is it that you really find that's attractive about the community that makes you want to dig in and find more about it and share that with folks in town?
That's a good question. I just think there's so many fascinating things happening below the surface here. There's so much diversity, there's so much culture, and sometimes I just find when we do publish these stories, people, write me and they write us and say, wow, we didn't know that was going on, or we didn't know there was an opportunity to do this here. So I just think there's just all sorts of hidden gems here. And I love just having a platform to be able to share that.
So let's share. What are some recent, very interesting stories?
Well, that's a good one. Well, this isn't recent because it's something that happened I think it was last year, but this was something for me that was just very fascinating.
Okay.
This Indian temple, they had this color festival. I don't know if you guys saw that article.
Okay.
It was just this color festival where they celebrate and they smear colors all over each other in celebration. Yeah, that's something that I was like, wow. When I found out about that, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of this. I want to cover it. And we had so much just great responses from that article. People saying, oh my gosh, if I had known, I would have loved to be, involved. I would have loved to be in there. So things like that are happening.
Yeah, so you talk about, if I'd have known. How is it that you find these interesting
That's a good
stories?
question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I think each month as the Milpitas Beat gains more visibility, we just have people just out of nowhere, say, oh my gosh, I found you guys, and did you know that this was happening? Can you look into this for me? Can you find out, so we're just getting more and more people from the community that are coming with things, which is great.
Okay,
Because
so-
it makes our job a lot easier.
All right. Rhoda, I'm going to switch gears for a second. So
Okay.
you're humble. I understand you wrote a book. Yes, you're an author. Why did you write the book? Maybe you want to show folks the book that you
Yes.
brought, and then tell us, how did that happen?
Okay, so this is my book, Fierce Woman, Wake
Oh,
Up Your
that's a great
Badass Self. I know, and it's like the cover, just everything. My publisher did a really great job. I'm very fortunate to have had a great publisher, to have a great publisher. But so basically, I wear a few different hats, and one of the things that I was doing before running the Milpitas Beat was teaching yoga and teaching meditation and running these women's circles, bringing women together in community to be able to laugh together, to share things, to cry together, to do movement together and breath work together. And it's just been really powerful work that I've been fortunate enough to do. And through the years that I've done it, I've just, I've had all of these different practices. A lot of them are based in ancient yogic techniques that have been modernized. So I just, in my head, just started collecting all these practices, and I said, I would really love to share this with the world and write a book one day.
Sounds like a healthy attitude about life.
Yes. And so I just literally, this was maybe 2.5 years ago, I asked my husband if it was okay, if I could take off, if I just didn't work for half the year, and I just wrote this book. And he said, all right, you have my full permission, go for it. I'll hold it down. You just, do your whole creative process. And so if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have been able to do this.
Wow. And you did a book signing.
And I did a book signing. So I got a publisher called Llewellyn. They've been publishing for over 100 years now in Minnesota, and they're just a great publisher. They've really been behind the book, and just had the Barnes & Noble book signing in August when the book came out. And right now, I just started a book tour, where last week I was in wine country. This week's another signing in Bakersfield, and then we're going to Austin, Texas, Southern California, and the East Coast.
All right, well,
Wow.
we'll have to get a tape of the show to Oprah.
Yes, that would be amazing.
That'd be great.
Yes.
Absolutely. So good. Well, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you so
That's quite
much.
an accomplishment. I know it takes a lot
Thank
of
you.
work to
It
do.
does. And you're really pouring yourself out there, putting yourself out there and not knowing how it's going to be received, what it's going to look like. So you feel very vulnerable in the process, but then it's also really exciting at the same time.
Good. So we've talked a little bit about community engagement. How about with the getting the paper off the ground, what have the challenges been for you as a local journalist?
It's a nonstop challenge. It's like constant. I mean, you know, the state of local journalism today. It's
Sure.
It's just it's really tough. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not going to lie. You know, and a lot of what's happening is that these private equity firms are buying up newspapers by the hundreds, and then just kind of recycling news content, you know, across all the papers, and you know, letting a lot of reporters go, which is rough. And a lot of this is due to the fact that a lot of the advertising, you know, it's all moved onto social media and onto Google and Amazon.
Right.
And so it's hard, you know, because a lot of these papers depend upon advertising dollars. So, you know, for me, it's about trying to figure out how to recreate that platform to make it profitable and
Sure.
and sustainable. But yes, it is tough. And you know, I'm a media consultant, so I run a media company. Like that's my primary source of income. And so a lot of what's happening today is if you look around, you'll actually find that most of these papers now are media companies. And so what they're doing to sustain is they're doing branding, you know, for other businesses or organizations. You know, they're doing a lot of different forms of marketing where they're actually writing stories for them to help them promote
Okay.
and all that
So there's a
stuff.
real evolution then going on within the industry.
There's a lot of transformation.
So that leads to the question, where do you see print newspapers heading? What's the future look like for that?
I think the future looks good. From looking around and talking to others, I feel like it's strong in, you know, small communities, small community papers.
Okay.
As long as you're able to keep your team, you know, lean
Okay.
Right.
and focused and
Okay.
not, you know, overprint and just really concentrate on the community. I think there's a good chance, but it has to be like a multi-tiered platform. It just can't be print. You have to have a really strong digital base, you know, and so that's something that we strive for every week, you know, that's really our primary is the digital engagement there. So.
Okay, well, good. So now you're in this, what, a year and a half or so. What is it that you've gotten out of this so far that you can look back and say, yeah, all the effort that we put into it to get us to this point in time, 6 hard copy editions, what is it that you say, hey, this has been worth it?
Really, what's worth it is the community. I mean, just being able to support. I mean, this really is a service, you know, doing this paper. It's about community first and really just liberating those stories and bringing all of the voices to the table and empowering all of them. That, to me, is such meaningful work. And it's really what keeps me going, you know, every day. And it keeps me motivated. Like some people in the beginning said, you're going to get burnt out because there's not a lot of money to sustain it. It's not going to, you know, it's going to be a struggle to do it. But just that passion to serve and hearing the feedback and interacting with others and connecting with others makes it all worth it every day.
Terrific.
Yeah.
So crystal ball, other than heading through some book tours, I don't know if are you going to write another book, or are you going to, you have children too?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have 2 little ones.
2 little ones.
Yeah.
So obviously you've got maybe some family goals and, you know, some things you want to accomplish. What does the future look like for Rhoda?
Well, right now, I'm really trying to get organized. That's like
Okay.
the basic. I'm
That's
trying
an
to get-
ongoing problem.
It's an ongoing thing, you know. Well, I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a lot of work. And then running my business, my media company, and then having the newspaper on the side, and going to all these gigs to sign books and to teach women's circles is a lot. So I'm trying to find a way. For me, it's about trying to like conserve all this energy that I'm putting out there,
Right.
and really building a team.
Okay.
So that's what I'm working on now. I mean, I have already like several people that I have on my team that have been supporting me a lot with things, and just hired my first employee this year, which was really exciting. So I'm trying to move from, you know, because I have a lot of independent contractors and people I work with, but I'm really trying to build that team.
Okay.
And have that support so that I can really focus more on growing this and not being so caught up in the little details and the creating and the writing, because it does take a lot out of you.
That
Every
sounds
week.
like a smart plan. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, terrific. Well, Rhoda, it's been a delight to have you on.
Thank you.
Let's say there's somebody who's got an idea for a story. They'd like to have some feedback on something going on around town. or they just want to say hello to you, how do they get in touch with you?
They can go to our website, milpitasbeat.com, or you can just email me directly, Rhoda, RHODA, at milpitasbeat.com.
Perfect.
Terrific.
Rhoda, thank you so much. You're a joy.
Thank you so much
You're
for
a
having
blessing
me.
to Milpitas. Thank you.
Aw, thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Valley Homes on TV, along with Todd Flesner, Debbie and DeHart Giordano, and we're going to do a little market wrap-up. Like we like to talk about what's going on with the real estate industry, the mortgage industry, and kind of the local economy, too.
Yeah,
So-
always something interesting happening.
We had a lot going on in the news. The stock market's still a little roller coaster, but
Stock's a roller coaster, and folks always want to know what's going on with the real estate market. It's always a hot topic.
Hot to-
And
so
Yes.
real quick. So I got to read you some
Yes.
headlines. San
That's-
Jose Mercury
that's
News.
what I was gonna ask you
I like to share, and I won't go into detail, but the headlines will speak of themselves.
Yes.
So here's the last 30 days. Home sales continue to retreat.
okay,
Residents bailing on Bay Area. New home sales fall off a cliff. Housing market cooler, but still hot.
okay.
And you said you put 3 deals in this week.
This
so
week, yes.
Bay Area employment on a roll, so we know we got lots of people still coming into the valley. Bay Area real estate, still a good buy. I love that. That was just September 23rd, just a few days ago.
Okay.
So they're speaking of investors that are coming back into the market, that the long-term investment in here in this Bay Area is still terrific. Don't
Well,
you agree?
Yeah, I do. I mean, demand, supply and demand is a key ingredient to anything, right? Supporting the price. And this is a place that's always in demand for people to live. I mean, jobs are plentiful, great jobs with high pay, great weather. I mean, who wouldn't want to work and live here, right?
Exactly. And I think with the fallen interest rates and become, I would say that you're finding maybe more buyers are able to lock in and get their foot in the door and get going.
Well, I think that's a part of it, and as I think our statistics will point out here as well, we've seen prices moderate over the last year.
Correct.
And so, there's still, for the right properties, for hot properties, there's still competition for them, but it's not the white hot market that we had a year ago. A
Correct.
little bit more balanced.
Correct, yeah.
And so for a lot of folks, they feel like it's a great opportunity for them to be able to get in now. And that's what I'm
Absolutely.
seeing.
Okay. Were your buyers, did they do condos or did they buy single family?
A little bit of both. You got a move-up buyer, condo first-time home buyer, and another single-family home for first-time home buyer. So, a little bit of everything.
Okay. And I shared with you, even at this time, we're looking at October, and I've got 4 listings. So there's a lot, I think some inventories coming in. Buyers are going to have more choices to pick from and can be a little bit selective if they find, just like you said, the right property.
It was interesting. Kind of, traditionally we'll see after the summer, after Labor Day, it'll slow down a little bit, and I saw the opposite this year.
Exactly. Same here.
Okay.
Okay, how about pricing? You want
Yeah,
to
let's-
share with
yeah,
you?
let's
So
take a
I
look at
just
the
have
trends.
August. Obviously, I don't have September pricing, but we're looking August 2018, a year ago. Average single-family detached home in Milpitas, $1,199,000. And last month in August 2019, it's $1,129,000. So not too far off the mark.
Okay.
Condo in 2018 was 956,000, and that has now dropped to 849,000.
Okay.
So, and again, I think because we're higher on the supply side
Mm-hmm.
in Milpitas. We've
Yes.
built a lot of condos. There's more condo market for buyers to pick from, but not the single-family detached home. We're not building any more of those anymore. So if you
Right.
own a single-family home, you have a little piece of gold in this valley.
I think you're right. I mean, and folks can tell that just driving around when you look at construction sites and what's being built. Right? It's 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 attached homes, either condos or townhome style.
And you know what, Todd? Bart's going to be coming in real soon. They said within the next month, I think, November.
Okay.
So if that's still on track, I'd love to see how that's going to affect Milpitas home values, and I think it's going to be a positive.
One would think that that's the case. Makes access to the rest of the bay even easier than it already is. I mean, we're a central hub here in terms of transportation.
We are, and that's what makes Milpitas special, I think, in terms of location, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what, real quick before we close up, how about interest rates? Where are they at today?
Interest rates are fantastic. Historically, we're in the high 3s to 4% range,
Okay.
depending upon the type of loan that you're looking at. So up a little bit in the last 2 weeks over where we had been, and that was on the heels of the last Federal Reserve meeting where they cut short-term interest rates. And
By a quarter of a
by
point-
quarter percent, yeah. And this is not an unusual phenomenon that we'll see, where we'll see longer-term rates, mortgages go up a little bit
Yeah.
after a
Right.
Fed
We
rate
talked
cut.
about that earlier on the
Yes.
show on why that happens. But you're expecting maybe the Feds to cut one more time before the end of the year.
That's what we're looking at. Is the odds are that we'll see another interest rate cut here yet in 2019 before year end, and so the long-term rates are going to follow the overall economy. If we start to see the economy slowing down, interest rates are going to come down as well. But the Fed's action really is to try to sustain the economic activity that we have so that we don't stall in terms of the economy.
Makes sense.
Trying to be a little bit more proactive perhaps than what they've been in other market cycles. Historically, what we'll find is the Fed actually will lag where the economy is, right? They don't react as quickly. They're not out in front of that. And our president, love him or hate him, has been on the Federal Reserve because of that track record, and in kind of prodding them along to take a look more closely at, let's not let the economy fall into a recession.
Okay, good. Well, we'll take a check on that in the next 30 days after we do another wrap-up. We'll see where everything's at. So, your contact information?
Yeah, if folks want to get a hold of me, 408-921-0669. That'll ring right in my pocket on my cell phone.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And I can be reached at 408-945-8988. Thank you very much for watching again, and we're falling into fall, so hopefully we'll have some nice weather here, and we'll get back to folks in a couple weeks. Got some good guests coming up,
We
don't we?
certainly do.
Yeah.
And we thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.